Now, like many of us, Anya Tucker has been inspired by Nancy's story of survival. She got to know her a bit, and prior to today's sentencing, Anya returned with Nancy to the place where she literally had to fight for her life and won, but just barely.
Anya joins us in the studio now with the exclusive story. Anya?
Well, Nancy Crow took me back to that place in the woods where she fought to stay alive. It was a real moving experience for me. It was how I first learned firsthand why Nancy is a true survivor, a woman of courage, a battle-tested Army veteran, and a person who would just not give up.
I don't die easy.
Nancy Crow is the woman who refused to die.
I hear a footstep that should not have been there.
It was with us that Nancy returned for the first time to the spot where she nearly died. It all began on August 11th around 6 p.m. after Nancy had stepped off the bus at her stop in Colony. As she made her way home along Waterville-Shaker Road, traffic cameras captured what she did not know at the time, that a stranger had followed her off the bus and he was getting closer.
I heard one step behind me that should not have been there, and that was my only warning that there was something wrong. And if you can, and then I got this and dragged back in. So I looked up and I saw leaves, and I saw blue sky, and I saw this face, and he said, "Didn't I tell you not to look at me?" And then I saw his hand coming up with a knife and coming down, and that's the last thing that I saw.
And that knife
went right into my left eye. He had taken the knife to my throat. He had every physical advantage. He had taken me by surprise. He was stronger than I am. I had one advantage and one advantage only, and that was the law. And I just started yelling, "Help!"
Help wasn't far away. Colony police investigator Michelle Crowley just happened to be driving by when she spotted a fellow officer.
I see one of our officers inside with Nancy. Now I know to be Nancy. She's laying on the ground here.
You didn't think she was going to make it?
No. Not with the amount of blood. Her face was just covered.
What were you telling her?
I was just basically saying, you're going to be okay. You know, it's going to be okay. We're going to get you out of here. The ambulance is coming.
As the 10th child out of 11, Nancy Crow grew up tough. She became one of only a few female officers to serve in the Army during Desert Storm. This veteran was determined to stay alive long enough to face the man who had stabbed her more than a dozen times.
I didn't even think I was going to make it out, but there was no way this guy was going to get away.
And he didn't get away. Level 3 sex offender James Sayers was arrested, police say, after he cut off his ankle bracelet, which had placed him at the scene. As for Nancy, the scars and the blindness in her left eye are now permanent.
So I make a lot of Cyclops jokes and a lot of jokes about pirate jokes.
Is that the way you're dealing with it?
Well, that's the way I deal with a lot of things in life, is poke fun at it.
She's also gained a friend in investigator Crowley, who visited Nancy every day in the hospital, a bond which began in the woods. But before leaving those woods, Nancy made one promise to her attacker.
And that is, whenever he comes before the parole board again, I will be there.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
An amazing story. And those are the words that she said to James Sayers today, right to his face. I will be there. The 44-year-old will serve an 18-year to life sentence. She plans on being there at his parole hearing when and if he gets up for parole.
You know what struck me watching your story? It's like he decided at that moment, you know what, you're not going to live I've been to jail. I'm not going to jail again. I'm going to kill you, because all those stab wounds, stabbing her in the face, and somehow she survived.
That's the most amazing part of it, and that is what police say, that for some reason, nobody knows why, he chose her. Two strangers get on a bus, they get off a bus, and this horrible thing happens. One of them runs away, the other one barely makes it out alive.
And what a bond she's got with the investigator.
And a beautiful bond that she has with her, too. Their friendship growing and growing. Both of them having worked in male-dominated fields. They really, really kind of bonded together, and that all was forged together in the woods.
All right, amazing story. Thank you, Anya.
Thanks.